All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. For some of you who were here at the beginning, and looks like we've got these technical difficulties with YouTube figured out. We're back up and ready to go for now. I'm Blaine Wiersbicki. This is Hope College Flying Dutchman football. They're taking on the Trine Thunder, and they're taking them on well. They've got a 24-7 lead after one half of play. Just running through some highlights for you here, because obviously you guys missed quite a bit while we were down. So you can take a peek at some of the big plays, some different highlights from throughout the half. Going down some stats, Brandon Campbell had 82 yards on 12 carries for the Dutchman. McClusick had 60 yards on 7 carries. Mike Custer, 4 of 8, 70 yards passing. Economo with 30 yards on 1 reception. Sheeny had 1 18-yard catch, and Kozlowski 1 14-yard catch. Clifford 1 8-yard catch. So Custer with 4 completions to 4 different receivers. For the Thunder on the other side, Mark Wilson leads the way with 36 rushing yards. That might be surprising to some of you. Lamar Carswell over 1,000 rushing yards on the season already. Went down with an ankle injury, it looked like. He had to keep all the weight off of his right leg in the first half. He had 28 yards on 5 carries. Haven't heard any word. Not sure if he's going to be back and ready to play or not. But for the remainder of that half, he did not play. Brandon Ruse, the quarterback, 10 of 17 for 83 yards and a touchdown pass. He was sacked 1 time by the Dutchman defense. Jeffrey Barnett led the way with 40 yards on 6 receptions and a touchdown. His long catch went for 11 yards. Ben Cornell punted 3 times for 100 yards, averaging 33.3 per punt. Darren Ford also had to punt 3 times, 116 yards, averaging 38.7. He did have a long punt of 49 yards. Looking at tackles, Kamani Dooley led the way with 5 tackles, all unassisted for the Dutchman. Aaron O'Mara had 4 tackles, also had a big sack that I recall in the first half that stifled the Trine drive. Malik Miles leads the way, 6.5 tackles for Trine, 1.5 sacks, 1.5 tackles for loss. Scoring plays, Barnett had a 6-yard touchdown catch from Ruse on a long drive. That was assisted by 20 yards of penalties from the Dutchman to give Trine a 7-0 lead. But from then, it was all Dutchmen, 24 unanswered points. Campbell, a 36-yard touchdown run. McClusick, a 21-yard touchdown run. Campbell, a 10-yard touchdown run. And then Darren Ford, a 32-yard field goal on the last play of the first half. And that's how we got to where we are now. A 24-7 lead for Hope over Trine. Final seconds ticking off the clock of warm-ups here. And Hope's going to get the football to start this half. Trine scored on the first drive and didn't score from then. So we'll see Hope get it first time around in the second half here. Will be interesting to see what kind of adjustments that Trine made on defense in the halftime locker room, as this Hope team was able to run all over them, and as a team ran for 123 yards. Clock says 15 minutes up there, which means we're just about ready to get started here for second half action. From Ray and Sue Smith Stadium, it's homecoming for the Flying Dutchmen, who lead the all-time series against Trine 8-5. They look to extend that here. It'll take a big half from Trine to come back and win it on the road. Full house here for homecoming. We had the long halftime with homecoming celebrations. Congrats to Ryan Hart and Sarah Carpenter, homecoming king and queen here. Ryan Hart, my roommate, freshman and sophomore year. So shout out to those two for being selected from the homecoming court. And after those halftime celebrations, we're ready to go. From Ray and Sue Smith Stadium, trying to kick it off deep to the Flying Dutchman. From the 35, they boot this one deep. It's going to send McClusick back. He's going to field it from about the 4. Taking it up, left side. Now out past the 30, stuck pretty well. Looked like that return might have had some room to go, but a great job closing by Trine. McClusick, a little slow to get up on the turf, but looked like that was just to clear the pile. He seems to be fine. So Mike Custer and the Hope College offense will get things going from about the 26 from the look of things. Custer, 4 of 8 in the first half. His long pass went for 30 yards. He had 70 yards total. First down play. They're going to hand it off to Campbell off the left side. He's going to try and get outside. Stiff arms a man. Being dragged by the jersey. Still moving forward. And eventually he's going to be shoved down for a pickup of about 3 yards.
Well, that just shows us it's not us.
But we're still recording. You want me to still call it? Or?
Really making a play.
Rose rolls out to his left, lobs over the top, and only Hope defenders there. Rosado looked to have a beat on it, but couldn't quite come up with a pick. So now it'll be fourth down. Thunder will have to punt it away again. Ben Cornell on. So Cornell back to punt it away. Stands on his own 22. The Thunder are on the 35. Cornell punts it. Beautiful kick. High. Good spiral. Fair catch being called for. Van Vliet with the catch. And the Dutchman will start this drive from about the 22-yard line. So the offense back out onto the field for the Hope College Flying Dutchman. Custer leads his team onto the field, and they try to score for the first time in this half. Both teams have failed to do so with their first possessions. Up the middle now, McClusick spins forward, and he's going to have a pickup of around 5 yards, it looks like. So 2nd down and 5 upcoming here. Custer takes the snap from the gun. Handoff out right side. McClusick cuts back to the middle, looking for some space. Able to pick up a couple nice yards. So it'll be 3rd and short here. So 3rd down and about a yard for the Dutchman. Here's a snap, a little bit high. Custer brings it down up the middle. Enough for the first down here, no problem. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Dutchman. You can see the replay here right up the middle. Plenty enough for the 1st down. A big pickup there. McClusick keeps pounding on offense. He's got 69 yards. Very nice rushing effort from him. Campbell's got 84 yards. Going deep down the sideline here, no chance. Scagini was well covered. Right there, Cleo Hill on the coverage. So 2nd down and 10 here for the Dutchman. Lined up, receiver to the left, 2 to the right. Shotgun snap comes up off to the left side. Diving ahead, picking up about 4 yards. It'll be 3rd down, around 6 here for the Dutchman. Third down coming up, and more like 5 here, really. And we'll see if the Dutchman can pick it up. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Custer in the pistol here. Play action, going out wide here. This is caught. Nice job making a man miss and getting more. A 1st down on the reception for Sean Economo. And Economo with a big pickup there. Nice job by the youngster Economo. So you see them go out wide here. A nice combination of routes on that side. And he made 2 Trine defenders miss before the tackle was finally made by John Morrison. Quickly up to the line again. Going to Campbell. He bounced outside. He's going to have some room to run. A nice pickup on the outside. And that's going to be a pickup of almost 15, it looks like. 1st down here for the Dutchman. So now the Dutchman coming back up to the line again. We're 5 minutes into this 3rd quarter. Custer in the pistol again. Going to shift a man over. Likely to run here. It's McClusick. Bouncing through. Jumps over a pile. And a nice job to get forward. Pick up some solid 1st down yardage. Looked like there wasn't a lot of room. And McClusick just jumped his way over the top. So that'll set up 2nd down and 6 for the Dutchman. Custer hands it off at the middle to McClusick. He's got room to run. He's got a 1st down, spinning off some tacklers all the way down inside the 5. It'll be 1st and goal for the Dutchman. They're knocking on the door again. This rushing attack has been so difficult for trying to stop. And a lot of teams, this Hope has really gotten things going on the ground this year. Campbell's over 100 yards. McClusick has over 80. Both running backs for the Dutchman averaging over 7 yards a carry. So we'll see if Trine can step up big on the goal line, try to hold Hope to at least a field goal. 31-7 lead would be pretty tough to come back from for the Thunder. Up the middle, McClusick. Looks like he's going to be stopped short of the goal line. Maybe picked up a yard. We'll see where the spot comes in. So second and goal now for the Dutchman. Nice job by the Trine defense, just stacking things up here. Hope trying to go power again. They've got a couple wings in. Then one man in motion looking to go off tackle to the right here. And now they see the Trine defense. Looks like they want to try and change things up. Look the sideline, get the switch in. Custer now takes the snap with 6 seconds left on the play clock. Campbell up the middle. Looked like he got close, but probably a little short. A nice carry, though. Looks like he's about a half yard shy, maybe an entire yard. We'll see where the spot comes in. And they're going to put the football down on the 1 yard line. So it'll be third and goal from the 1 for the Dutchmen. They try to increase their lead. They've scored 24 unanswered. They're going to try and make it 30 here on third and goal from the 1 yard line. Up the middle, Campbell looking to reach. I don't think he got to it. That defensive line for Trine just got underneath, and they won the battle up front. So short of the goal line, fourth and goal from the 1. We'll see what Hope decides to go with. They already up 24-7. Looks like they're going to keep the offense in. Here comes Bruce Schrader, the freshman quarterback. He's the backup. He's more of a running threat for this Hope team. Would not be surprised to see Bruce Schrader run the football here. So Schrader in at quarterback. Campbell to his right. Sends a man in motion. We'll see if Schrader keeps it. Schrader does keep it. He runs outside to the right. He's got room. He's going to bounce outside, and he's in the end zone for a touchdown for the Dutchmen. They bring Schrader in to play quarterback instead of Custer. And he figured he would run it because they brought him in, and sure enough, that's exactly what happened. And the Dutchmen have the lead, 30-7. See the replay there. And Schrader wasn't sure if he was going to cut it up. Ended up just staying outside. Had enough speed to get the edge. And he comes up with the touchdown at 30-7. Here's Ford on to try the extra point. Ford's made all of his kicks today, and he keeps that trend going. That one was tipped, actually, at the line, but still went through. So 31-7 is the lead for Trine. A 73-yard drive, took 13 plays. Dutchmen were able to take off almost 6 minutes of the clock. So now down to just 6:57 left in the third. You can see right there, that's tipped at the line, but the Dutch, fortunate, is still able to get through. So Hope right now with a big lead, looking to improve to 3-1, in conference play. Trine would fall to 2-1 with this loss, so Hope would actually be in sole possession of second behind Olivet, who is 3-0. And just under 7 minutes left to play in the third. For the Thunder to try and come back. Dutchman will kick it deep. Looking around some other scores from the MIAA. We'll try to get them in a minute here. Live scores right now. Looks like Olivet came up with the victory, 54-48 over Benedictine to stay undefeated. Obviously, out of conference game there. Olivet actually 6-1 has one loss, but they get the win. Adrian up 14-6 on Kalamazoo in the second. Alma up against Albion in the second right now, 20-0. And right now, Flying Dutchman lead 31-7 over the Thunder. So the Thunder offense back out onto the field. Handoff, right side. Wilson gets the carry. Got room to run. Bust through. He's got enough for a first down. Up past the 40 for the Thunder. So the Thunder get it right up to the 40-yard line. The offense back there. Set the ball on the hash, so the offense has to move over a bit. In the pistol. Rose. Hands it off up the middle. Wilson again. Picked up around 3 yards before he's pushed back here. So up to the 43-yard line now. The defense trying to come up with a stop against the run game right now. Trine going to the ground. Sending a man in motion here is Rose. Now off tackle to the left. And no gain for Wilson. Maybe a half a yard. Third down and long coming up here. It'll be third down, and we'll call it 6 for Trine. Big third down here. If Trine can't convert, they've got to give it back to Hope. Hope could very well take this clock all the way down to the fourth quarter, already with a huge lead. The Dutchmen lead by 24. In the pistol, Rose sends Wilson in motion out to the left side now. Rose looks to his right. Nobody open, now tries to go deep. Dooley's back there on the coverage, and that ball falls incomplete. Fourth down. We'll see if the Thunder are going to punt, and they're going to have to, as the defense holds its own again after giving up a touchdown on the first drive. They have really been solid. Can't say enough about this defense. O'Mara with 5.5 tackles and a sack, 1.5 tackles for loss. You see the pass going deep here. Dooley was the closest to it, though. So now, back into punt again. Ben Cornell, snaps good. He gets the punt off. One wobbling a bit, returned by Van Vliet. He catches it, going to try and bounce outside now. Stiff arms one man, now tries to cut back the other way, still missing. Now at the middle, he's broken another tackle. He's finally going to be brought down. Van Vliet hit a lot of guys miss. Didn't come up with a lot of yardage, but a pretty solid turn nonetheless. So it looks like Hope College will take over from the 28-yard line. The offense will take the field again after scoring a touchdown the last time around. So 4:49 remaining in the third quarter. See the end of the Van Vliet return there. Custer back in the game in the pistol, gives it off up the middle. McClusick bounces outside, sees a hole, going to keep trying to go outside. Breaks through a few more tackles, still on his feet, spins forward and gets a huge first down. What a carry from McClusick. Running back from Wayland coming up with a nice carry right there. Nice job picking up the blitz there. McClusick looked like he lost his footing before he could make a cut right there. He was taken down right in the backfield. So 2nd and 10 there. No gain on the play. Two receivers left, one to the right for the Dutchman. Custer sets, throws, has a man open in the middle, and that's caught. Nice job hanging on for the reception by Sean Economo. His third reception of the game. Big first down. The Dutchman keep the ball moving. Gets it down to the 37-yard line. And right back to the line, the Hope offense. Give it off to Campbell, who's trying to bounce outside. Try to pick up a block. He's going to be pushed out of bounds after a gain of about 2. Here's the pass from Custer, brought down. Good hanging on there by Economo, who's now got 3 receptions for 64 yards. He's averaging over 20 yards a catch. He's the leading receiver for the Dutchman. Second down and 9 play here. Guzik is going to be brought down for a loss of 1 on the play. So third down and 9 coming up here for the Dutchman. See what the Dutchman go with here on 3rd and long. Trips right, 1 receiver left. Custer takes the shotgun snap. Steps inside. Going deep down the sideline. That's caught. Was he in bounds? No. They're saying that Economo was out of bounds. Made a fantastic grab, but just couldn't quite keep his feet in. So on 3rd and 9, or 4th and 9 now, we'll see if the Dutchman just decide to go for it. Did see him punt from 38 earlier in the game. But now, looks like with just 9 yards, they'll go for it. It was 4th and 21 at that point. But running receivers deep, you wonder if you, why you didn't just try and pick up a good chunk of that 3rd down at least. Try and pick it up on 4th if you're going to go for it anyways. Now you got a tough 4th and 9. And Hope is going to have to use a timeout here to think about it a little bit longer on 4th down and 9. 2:22 left here in the 3rd quarter. The Dutchmen hold a commanding lead. They're looking to convert on a 4th down here to help them add on to that lead. So far in this game, Rose 10 of 20. Does have the 1 interception, 83 yards passing, 1 touchdown. He's been held in check for the most part after that first drive, which he didn't throw an incompletion. He was 4 of 4. Attendance over 2,000 here at Smith Stadium on homecoming for football between the Hope College Flying Dutch and the Trine Thunder. Campbell and Kluzik both with over 100 yards rushing, 110 for Campbell, 108 for Kluzik, both averaging over 6 yards carry. Custer 7 of 14, 106 yards passing for the Dutchman. Here comes the Hope offense back on the field for 4th and 9. 2 receivers going to be lined up to either side. Custer in the gun. Now he's going to drop back. Wouldn't be surprised to see him pooch punt from here. That is going to be what he's going to do. This one end over end, and it's a beautiful pooch punt. It's going to roll right down to the 3-yard line. Wonderful execution from the quarterback, Mike Custer, who dropped back from his shotgun spot a couple yards to get in position to get off that punt, and the pooch punt rolls right down inside the 3. Great job. Hope Special Teams has been fantastic today. Just about every try. Look at Custer drop this one end over end down inside the 5. A great job hustling down there to down it by his receiver, Mike Clifford. Offense operating in their own end zone. Trine looks to run it up the middle. Now bounced outside. And I think it was Wilson on the carry. Looks like he'll pick up a couple yards. He gets up to maybe the 6. Pick up of, call it 3. 2nd down and 7 coming up here for Trine. Under 2 minutes left to play in the 3rd quarter. Trine offense hurrying up. They need to, down 24. Only a quarter and a minute 45 left to play here. 2 receivers either side. They're going a quick pass, but in there to knock it down was the linebacker, Zach Telfor. No chance to get the pass off. Telfer did a great job batting that ball away because the receiver out wide on the quick throw had some room for Trine. So now it's 3rd down and 7 yards. Trine has got to get this one out to the 13-yard line. We'll see if they can do it here. One receiver either side. They've got a couple tight ends in here. Rose trying to get his man to come in motion. Finally does it. And they're going to run this one. Try to pick it up on the ground. Initially there, and not going to be close. 4th down for Trine. And you're down by 24, only a minute and a half left, but still going to have to punt it away when you're this deep. The Thunder will have to kick it out of their own end zone. We've seen them do this a few times already today. And the defense has been fantastic. Everything from after that first drive in which the Thunder went down the field 80 yards and scored. Hope defense has been almost unbeatable right there, jumping in to make the big tackle. Cut off the Thunder. Turn man Van Vliet back on the 43 as Cornell punting this out of his own end zone. Hope will try and set up a return. They've got blockers back. It's caught near midfield. Van Vliet trying to look for some space. Bounce outside, now back through the middle. Makes a couple men miss, and we're going to have a flag fly in here. And we'll see who this is going to go on. The Dutchman would be starting around the Trine 44, but we will see what the flag is here. This one's going to go against Hope. The block in the back. So a 10-yard penalty. Hope will still have solid starting field position. Instead of starting on the Trine 44, they will start on their own 46-yard line. So here's the Hope offense quickly on the field after forcing the 3-and-out. Great pooch punt from Mike Custer. Gets the offense the ball back. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Custer's in the pistol. Campbell in the backfield. Going to give it up the middle to Campbell. He's just going to charge forward and try and get what he can. That's a lot of weight moving at a pretty good speed. Tough guy to get in front of and try and make a tackle. And he picked up around 3. .25 seconds left. Looks like the Dutchmen are going to let the clock wind down. So we will head to the 4th quarter. Hope College Flying Dutchmen lead the Trine University Thunder 31-7. And the Dutchmen, pretty good field position to look to add on to that once again here. They'll barely need to move the football as they flip sides of the field. Hope about a foot shy of midfield. They'll slide it over just to move it to the right hash as Hope changes direction. Didn't need to move the ball too far downfield. So after 3 quarters, a 31-7 lead for the Dutchman. Custer is 7 of 14 passing, 106 yards. Campbell, 113 yards rushing on 19 carries. Kuliak's got 16 carries and 108 yards. So fantastic night for the 2 running backs. Bruce Schrader's got the 1 rush for 1 yard and a touchdown. 2 touchdowns for Campbell, 1 for McClusick. So Hope continuing with the trend, scoring often and scoring on the ground, as they're coming off 2 straight wins against Alma and then Adrian, now looking to do the same to Trine. Hope, of course, lost their first conference game to Olivet, who is the only undefeated team in the conference, assuming Hope can hang on to win this game against Trine, but Hope could be up in sole possession of second place with a 3-1 MIAA record, proved a 4-3 overall. Custer in the pistol, gives it, tackled in the backfield, no gain. Keaton Osborne snuck into the backfield, took down Campbell for a loss. Lost about a half a yard or so, so it'll be 3rd down and 7 for the Dutchman. See if the Dutchman can pick it up here. See Campbell taken down for no gain on the last play. 2 receivers either side. Custer in the gun. Trine looking to ramp up some pressure. They'll change the play, but they got to go quick. Play clock down to 7, now down to 5. Looks like they'll get it off in time. Custer gets the snap. Pressure coming off the edges. Custer steps through it. Now he's going to take off and run. Try and pick it up with his feet. Cuts inside, but he's too slow. Trying to cut back. A nice job to stay in bounds there just to keep running some clock off. So 4th down here. And the Dutchmen will be 4 yards shy. They haven't sent the punting unit on yet. But here they go now. Hope will punt it away to Trine. Can't imagine they'd go for it with a 31-7 lead. 13:45 left here. Now Trine bringing on that punt team. They've got to hustle to get out quickly. Hope being told to wait, the punt team. Clock down to 5 now. Get the snap off. This one, interesting looking kick there. Fair catch comes in. Ford gets it down to 15. And the special teams has been great all around for the Dutchmen. Ford another punt with no return. We've seen fair catches all over the place. Those guys have been able to get through for the Hope punt return team. Excuse me, for the Hope punt team to stifle any return effort of the Thunder. So now the snap coming back in. Looking over the middle, wide open receiver there. Fishback gets the catch. First down for Trine. They're going to have to hurry up. Keep it going when they're down 24 in the 4th. You've got to run the hurry up pretty much the rest of the game. So Rose lining his team back up again. 2 receivers either way. Keep the halfback in the backfield. Help block. Quick pass out to left. Open again. Getting out of bounds. Barnett with the catch. 13 minutes left here. 13:03. And the Thunder hurrying back up. Clock resets after they move the chain. Just 3 down linemen in for the Dutchmen. Got back again. Looking for another quick throw over the middle. This one was well behind Barnett. Rose missed there. Today, Rose completing just about half of his passes. 12 of 24. A little lower than his typical passing percentage on the season. Just a tick shy of 60% on the season. A little bit inaccurate tonight compared to what we usually see from Rose. Drops back here. Coming across the middle again. Fishback is wide open. He's got enough for a first down. Hope playing soft coverage right now, perhaps a little bit too soft, as they're just dropping back 10, 15 yards. Trine will take those throws underneath all they can get. Looking at it here underneath, Fishback with a catch, and nobody there. Hope dropping well behind the sticks. Dropping back again, over the middle, wide open. Barnett has room to run, spins, makes a man miss, spins again, still on his feet, and finally he's clocked and knocked to the turf. A huge pickup there for the Thunder, and they just keep going right in the middle of that defense. Is very, very soft for the Dutchmen right now. They'll take a timeout. They don't want to let Trine get in to score too quickly. There's still 12:24 left here in this football game. Trine on the 12-yard line, or excuse me, on the 17-yard line now. You see Barnett right here, a spin and another spin, made 2 guys miss. Tried to keep going, he even got back up, but he was clocked. And for his efforts, kept trying to go forward. A really great effort from Barnett there on the catch. He now has 78 yards through the air on 8 catches. He's averaging 9.8 yards per catch. Rose has thrown to 3 receivers. Barnett 8 catches, Fishback 5. On Filio, just the 1. And Hope spread it out quite a bit more. And only 7 completions for Custer. Half the completions of Rose, but he's thrown to 5 different receivers. Economo's got 3 catches. Nobody else has more than 1 for the Dutchmen, but the way they've moved the ball on the ground, they haven't needed to throw so much. Both quarterbacks completing around 50% of their passes so far today. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. They'll bring a receiver in motion. Barnett is the receiver in motion. They'll roll that way. He's going for the curl. He slipped on the route. You can see him on the comeback there. Not able to get to it. So that's an incomplete pass. It'll make it 2nd and 10. So 12:20 left here, 2nd and 10. So they'll line up quickly here. 2nd and 10, trip to the right. 2 receivers left. This one almost picked by Andy Lucas right through his hands. That pass was off the mark. Lucas obviously not quite ready for that. And he'll get credit with breaking up the pass at least. That one was high. No chance. 3rd and 10. You wonder if Trine, if they're stopped, would take a field goal here. Or if they would just go for it when you're this close. Do need 3 touchdowns and a field goal to come back, or the 3 touchdowns with the 2-point conversion on each one, down 24. Oh, bringing the blitz up the middle. They're going to dump it down underneath. Pick up here looks to be a little shy of a first down, so it'll be 4th and short. Trine will definitely go for it here. 4th and a yard. So we'll see if the Thunder can get 1 yard here. Empty set backfield. You wonder if it's going to be a QB run. Rose takes the snap. Hope racking up some pressure. They go in the middle. It's an incomplete pass, and a flag comes in late. Just when it looked like Trine was going to come out with a turnover on downs, the flag flies into the middle of the field. And we'll look at the replay right here. Right in the middle of the field. Flag came in late. Tough to really see from there what drew the flag. Nonetheless, that's a 1st down and goal for the Thunder. Very fortunate for Trine. Keep their hopes alive. In the middle, they'll try and run. Going off tackle to the right. They'll pick up a few yards. About 11 and a half left here. Trine fighting against the Hope defense, but fighting against the clock as well. They still trail by 3 scores, technically, if they can get a 2-point conversion on every touchdown. Expect to see them go for 2 if they do score here. Thunder in the pistol here. Rose takes the snap, looks left right away, wants the fade. Dooley's there in coverage. And diving catch almost made, but dropped at the last second. That was a perfectly placed ball by Rose. So it'll be 3rd down and goal for the Thunder. Interesting play call there, going for the fade, challenging Dooley, the tallest DB for the Dutchman. And would have been a very great catch. Placement was pretty perfect there from Rose. Can't get much better. Tough to defend that pass. Dooley did his best. Would have been a diving effort there. Now it's 3rd and goal. Rose hands it off, going to left. One guy through in the backfield, going to make the play. The Dutchman stuff him short. No chance there. First man in the backfield for the Dutchman was Jacob Zansky. And Zansky held him up long enough for the rest of his team to come through and make the big play. Zansky just got right through his block. They stopped him short, so it's 4th and goal now. A big play. The Thunder needs 7 yards. Rose looks in the middle. He's got a receiver heading for the end zone. He's going to be stuffed short, though. The Dutchmen make the big stop at the goal line. And it's a turnover on downs. Hope College still leads 31-7. And they take over. This defense has been fired up from the start. Ever since letting that first drive from Trine get down into the end zone for 6 points. Trine has not been able to score, and the trend will stay the same. 31-7, the Dutchmen lead, and they've got the football back. That defense coming off to get a well-deserved break. Dansky getting congratulated by his teammates on the sideline. He made a huge play on 3rd down. And now the Dutchmen offense back on the field. They have to be careful near their own goal line. Whistle here before the snap could come off. So we'll see what these officials want to discuss here. 10-14 left in the fourth quarter. It's a 31-7 lead for the Dutchmen. They just want to add a little time to the clock is what it's going to be. So indeed, that's going to be the case. So they reset the play clock. Hope now can finally start this drive. They're on their own 4-yard line. Custer takes the snap. They're going up the middle, trying to get some room. Looks like a little over a yard being picked up here, but not much doing. Gotta imagine Trine's just going to stuff the box here. And Hope's going to keep it on the ground, too, to try and run some clock. So, in fact, wouldn't be surprised to see Hope punting out of their own end zone here and just giving it right back to Trine. And right now on offense, just doing their part, taking as much time off the clock as possible. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Got the wing in front now. Still snapping the ball a little too early in the play clock. Try and waste time. And not much doing there, so now it's 3rd and long. Suddenly the Dutchmen need to convert here, otherwise they'll have to punt it right back to Trine. Be big for the Thunder to get off the field here, the defense to get off the field, get the offense right back on with some good field position if Hope has to punt from their own end zone. But still a 24-point lead for Hope. Obviously in good position here with just over 9 minutes left in the game. Custer's in the gun. Halfback to his left. Going to give it off. Kluzik makes a couple guys miss, going up the middle. He's close to a first down, and I think he got enough to pick it up. And that's huge for the Dutchmen. A great effort from McClusick to make a couple guys miss, get the first down. And the Dutchmen move the chains. More importantly, can take more time off the clock, and they're out of their own goal line. So back in the pistol now from the look of things. For Custer. Kluzik in behind. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Going to give up the middle. Just trying to spin and get something going. Maybe a 2-yard pickup here from the look of things. Hope right now definitely just going to keep it on the ground. Run off as much clock as possible. And that's easy to do when you've kept it on the ground for most of the game anyways. This Hope team are really dominating in the trenches. Rushing for 120 yards for McClusick and 113 for Campbell. Total of 219 rushing yards for the team for Hope. They're actually going to throw out wide here on 2nd down. And a nice job to stay in bounds and keep the clock running there. Sean Economo with another reception. He's close to a first down, but looks like he'll be about a yard shy. It'll make it 3rd and 1 here for the Dutchmen. Out wide, here's the Economo coming out in the flat. Nice job getting through contact, making the defender have to drag him down from behind, but also staying in bounds. So Custer let a little bit of play clock wind down here in the pistol. Now Campbell in behind. Trine looking to bring pressure, no doubt. Campbell trying to pick up a yard, bounces outside, makes a man miss. Now he goes up the sideline. He's got plenty for a first down and more past the 40. Huge run there. They needed 1, and it looked like Campbell got about 16. Call it 17. depending on where they spot it. Looks like it'll be a 17-yard gain for the running back, Brandon Campbell. Bounce outside, you can see, able to get up the sideline, make a big play. So Hope now just running down that clock, eating it up. This game's all but over here. And McClusick up the middle, he gets a nice gain as well. He's up to midfield. There's no stopping this rushing attack right now for the Dutchman. Trine with 70 rushing yards on the game, 163 through the air. Hope's got 113 through the air, so being outpassed by 50 yards as far as yardage goes for Trine, but on the ground, 236 yards. Add another 9 on that carry, so 245 yards total for Hope. 6 minutes to go. Hope still wasting time. 2nd and 1 here. They got a couple tries just to get the first down. Get off to Campbell. He's trying to bounce, follow some blockers, leans forward, and he's got enough for the first down. So Campbell picked up the first down. And at this point, looks like Hope's going to be able to run down the majority of this game. Dutchman certainly taking their time here, getting away from their typical hurry-up ways. They're just letting this clock run down as much as they possibly can. Custer out wide this time. Conomo again, he's just going to jump forward to lose his footing, get as much as he can. Stays inbounds. Picked up about 5 yards. So 2nd and 5 coming here for Hope. See the look right here. Plenty of room. Is trying to stack the box, get the run going. Not a lot of help out there for the Thunder. Marcus Winters all alone. Man covered. Dutchman to the line now. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Custer takes the snap, gives it up the middle. McClusick nowhere to go. He's brought down. Maybe picked up a half a yard or so. Give him a full yard. McClusick gets the yard on the carry, so it'll be 3rd down and 4 here for the Dutchman. Dutchman here, very happy, able to eat up about half the quarter on this drive. They can get it all the way down. Receiver to either side for Dutchman. 2 receivers right, rather. They keep it spread out, but they're going to try to run. Custer calling out a blitz. Kluzik running through, trying to make men miss. Ends up falling forward to about the 40-yard line. And Trine, their defense, calling out right away to get a trainer out, and that's not a good look. And Trine has a player down on the turf, obviously in pain. You saw the defense for Trine calling, get the training staff on the field right away. Hope we'll have 4th down and about 2 yards after this. But first, we've got to wait and see who this is for Trine. Training staff giving that player a look. We've already seen some injuries for Trine, of course. Mark Carswell, one of the nation's leading running back, went down in the first half for Trine. And now a defender down on the field, but looks like getting back to his feet. I think it's Malik Miles, the defensive lineman, who's down on the turf. See Miles sitting up now. He's being talked to. But still sitting on the turf with the training staff and a few coaches out there having a word. Everybody from both sides on a knee, as they tend to, who I believe to be Malik Miles, what it looked like on our broadcast. And now up to his feet. See if he can walk off on his own power. Looks like he's going to probably need some help from the training staff. Miles just walking off on his own power, but he's doing so very slowly. No, Trine. Defense a little bit depleted here with Miles coming out of the game. Defensive lineman is the leading tackler for the Thunder today. He's got 11 tackles, 1.5 sacks. And very unfortunate to see him come out here. You hope he's going to be okay. So Hope is going to have a 4th and 2 here, or you imagine they'll just punt it deep, try and pin Trine back on their own goal line, force the Thunder to try and go length field with under 4 minutes, trailing by 24. Steve Ford out in the huddle there with the Dutchman. Looks like it is the punt team they're going to send out. And they're going to wind down the clock here. Hope to be able to take more time off as the play clock was rolling. But it'll keep going now. Punt team out for the Dutchman. They'll have to wait for the punt return team for the Thunder. Marcus Winters back deep for trying to return. Clock rolling under 3.5 minutes now. And they'll just punt it away here. He goes high and short. Another fair catch coming. This one down to about the 15. Ford's been pretty solid today. That one a little shorter than what we've seen from Ford for the most part, but doing a good job getting it inside the 20 at least. So with 3:17 left, Ryan offense just going to get another chance here. This game out of reach, of course. 24-point game with 3:17 to go. Ford's averaged 37.5 yards a punt today. Now 35.5 after that punt. 6 punts for 213 yards, 6 punts for 218 for Cornell. Solid job from both those guys on special teams. Here's the offensive for Trine back on the field in the empty set. Going over the middle. This one is dropped. Going over the middle. Should have been a catch for Mark Wilson, but he couldn't hang on. And Hope just giving Trine those crossing routes, those patterns over the middle. They'll let him take them here. But they don't even catch it this time around. Look right here. Certainly, Mark Wilson should have caught that pass. We're going to hand it off to Wilson this time, going outside. And looks like he'll have a pretty nice pickup, but not enough for the first. Stays in bounds. This will keep the clock running. Under 3 minutes left to play now. Hope with this win will improve to 4-3 overall and 3-1 in MIAA play. Trine will fall to 2-1 in MIAA play. And Hope will be in second place, just a half a game behind Olivet in the MIAA standing. Over the middle, Lucas almost had a pick as it went off the hands of Fishback. And Lucas, who had a ball go through his hands earlier on a pass that was high and unexpected, had one fall right into his lap here, and he couldn't hang on. The Thunder are just going to bring out the punting unit here, down 31-7, 2:35 left. No sense in trying to go for it here, giving Hope the ball back and right around the red zone. So we're going to see another chance for Ben Cornell to show off his good leg. Averaged 36.5 yards a punt today so far. Cornell standing inside his own 10. Punts from right about the 10. Not a long punt. Van Vliet's just going to pick it up on the hop. He's going to try and get outside. Now cut forward. He's going to be brought down. It looked like he got it up to around the 49-yard line. And that's where the Dutchman will start this drive. But at this point, you imagine the Dutchman will probably just knee it out. 31-7 lead. Dutchman took a 24-7 lead into the half. It was too much for trying to overcome. They couldn't get back on the board. 3 minutes into this game, Trine led 7-0, and since then, it's been all flying Dutchman. Custer back on the field with his offense. He's in the pistol, gives it off to Kluzik up the middle. Kluzik pushing forward, still gaining yardage here. And Hope, even the late stage of the game, able to pick up 9 yards. Make it 2nd and 1 up to the Trine 42-yard line. We approach the 2-minute mark. Well, Shirley will just run this out, probably pick up a first down here, and then just elect to take a knee, I would imagine. Different look here for the Dutchman as Tim Pletcher's into the game at running back. He's going to bounce outside, try and get forward for a first down, and he will have a first down. So now, with 1:43 left, you imagine the Dutchman will just take a knee, finish off this game. That's the best formation you like to see in football. Certainly in range to be able to do it. Trine has all their timeouts, but should be able to just get in the victory formation and end this game. Any offensive coordinator's favorite position in football. 10 seconds left now. They'll have to line up. They will take a knee. A few snaps away, and the Hope College Flying Dutchman will have victory here over the Trine University Thunder. In front of a big home crowd here at Ray and Sue Smith Stadium. A homecoming victory for the Dutchmen. They'll improve to 4-3 overall, 3-1 in the conference. Trine falls to 2-1 in MIAA play. Olivet not playing an MIAA game this afternoon, so still 3-0 in conference. So Hope 3-1. They'll be one of two teams with 3 MIAA wins just 4 weeks into MIAA play. The Dutchman sideline moving toward midfield, getting ready to line up. The last snap of the game right here. Custer takes a knee, and that'll do it here from Smith Stadium. The Dutchmen beat the Thunder 31-7. A big homecoming football victory. Rose went 16 for 33, 1 interception and 1 touchdown, 163 yards. For the Thunder, Wilson led the way, 61 yards on 19 carries, averaged 3.2 per carry. Barnett was the leading receiver with 87 yards on 9 catches for the Thunder. Fishback had 62 yards on 6 receptions. Custer went 9 of 16 for 118 yards, no picks, no touchdowns. Bluesiak finished the leading rusher, 23 carries for 141 yards. Campbell had 132 yards on 22 carries, both averaged over 6 yards a carry. Economo was the leading receiver. Young man stepped into a big role and caught 5 passes for 76 yards, averaging over 15 yards a catch this evening for the Dutchmen, who come away with a big 31-7 victory. And you've got to credit that defense that stopped Trine from getting on the board after that first drive when they scored. O'Mara led the way. The senior linebacker had 10 tackles, a sack, and he also had a pass breakup and 1.5 tackles for loss. Give the player of the game to this Hope defense in particular, Aaron O'Mara, the senior linebacker. Great game for the Dutchmen. They're in second place, sole possession of it in MIAA play. And we'll be back next week. Dutchmen to try to continue their winning ways. I'm Blaine Wiersbicki. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.